Hey there, my name is Abby Richards, and my behavioralist is Christy Alligood. Christy Alligood is currently practicing as a doctoral level BCBA. She uses her knowledge of ABA practices, techniques, and research to teach other humans how to interact with animals in both zoos and aquariums. She uses her knowledge of ABA to promote animal husbandry practices, to provide enrichment for the animals, and to also work through animal behaviors that can be corrected or changed through ABA practices. Just a quick look into her background. In 2003, she graduated with her master's from the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. In 2007, she graduated with her doctorate from West Virginia University and now practices as a doctoral level board certified behavior analyst, or BCBAD. She received the Bean Award for Significant Achievement in Captive Breeding from the Association of Zoos and Aquariums in 2009, and in 2010 she received the Federal Challenge Grant in collaboration with the Crocodile Lake National Wildlife Refuge for population monitoring work on Key Largo wood rats. Pictured is a Key Largo wood rat. Dr. Alligood has spent most of her career educating adults on how to use ABA outside of the classroom. She uses ABA practices, research, and techniques with animals, particularly in zoos and aquariums, to teach animal husbandry and to promote animal enrichment. She has written many articles about branching out of the classroom and using ABA in areas that suit your needs. This way, she can promote ABA, she can promote learning, and she can promote following your dreams, which is pretty cool. Dr. Alligood has made many contributions to literature. Most of her contributions between the years 2008 and 2019 are centered around animal husbandry, animal enrichment, and applying ABA to zoos and aquariums. Her dissertation was a very technical document and showed a clear depth of knowledge and understanding of technical definitions and also ABA practices. In 2019, she started writing articles for the humans that were working with ABA. This article in 2019 is titled Casting a Wider Net. Here she reviews and also studies the different graduate programs and takes a deeper look into what's required for an ABA certification. She also talks about what you can do with that graduate program. In 2021, she starts speaking about branching out. Now, she's always used ABA outside of a classroom, but now she's teaching adults how to use ABA to follow their interests. Branching out talks a lot about what you can do with your ABA certification and where you can use it. There's places like business management and, of course, zoos and aquariums where ABA comes in handy. In 2022, she moves more into the research side of it. After working with animals for so many years, she sees the advantage of continuing research using animals so that we can move forward with new techniques and new science-based, evidence-based research practices that we can use with humans and animals. Christy Alligood has done so many amazing things in her life. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with her. For my mock interview, I have 5 questions that really dive into the world of ABA and branching out. My first question for her would be, are animals more difficult or easier to work with than humans? This is because humans have a lot of other factors like environment, feelings, things like that that could distract them or make them harder to work with. But animals are very instinct driven. Does that make it more difficult? Does it make it easier? I'd love to know. I also would love to know what led her to work with ABA in the first place. ABA is a very specific subject area, and a lot of us that go into ABA either have a background with it or have studied some form of special education or related science. I'd be really interested to hear where she started and how she ended up here. I'd also like to know how she started her studies and how she decided what she wanted to do with what she's learned. Everybody that goes into ABA, well, most everybody that goes into ABA uses it in the classroom setting or with students in special education. There are a lot more instances now where it's used in business management and, of course, zoos and aquariums, but that's not as common as it is in schools. So I'd love to know what triggered her to branch out. I'd also like to know if there was a defining moment in her career that really solidified her understanding of ABA. Was there something that happened, maybe an award or maybe a teaching position that really made her say, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Lastly, I'd love to know where her future lies. Currently, she's teaching humans, she's working with zoos, she even gets to work in Disney with their animal husbandry practices, and I'd love to know if she wants to continue what she's doing, if she wants to branch out again and grow this opportunity even further, or where she sees herself moving to in the future. She's already pushed past so many boundaries with ABA. Where else could she go from here? I'd love to know. Dr. Alligood was very interesting to learn about. She's definitely somebody that I'd love to meet and love to just chat with. Not only has she done something different with ABA, but she's found other ways to make ABA effective, not only for humans, but also for animals. She's also driving new research techniques by pushing others to really explore our new technology advancements and our new research opportunities. She's also looking into how working with animals could really push our research forward. It takes a lot of time to find evidence-based practices, and so if we want to have new techniques based on new technology and based on new findings of human anatomy and human brain science, then we need to start now working with animals to push that research. It's also interesting to hear someone teach about branching out. A lot of people that teach about a certain area try to keep people in that area, but she's really pushing you to take what you know and use it in other areas, which is very different from what a lot of people do. She also is all about the future. A lot of her articles talk about moving forward. What are we going to do with this information? Where can we go with this information? So it was really interesting to hear from somebody who's always looking towards the future, who's using the past and the information that she's learned to push everybody forward. Thank you for exploring the adult life of Christy Alligood with me. Here's a list of references used in this presentation. I hope that you've learned something exciting and new today.